genetic resources actors in Finland. On the upper level, we have the politicians who make the decisions based on what people want. There are laws, directives, regulations, agreements, and different programs. In Finland, we have the National Genetic Plant Resources Program and the National Genetic Animal Resources Program. These two programs are regulating how we are taking care of our genetic resources. If we look at the different types of gene banks or places where we can find this genetic diversity in our society, then we have the global seed vault at Svalbard. It is located in a cave in the permafrost. This is a place where the states can deliver their backup seeds. So a place to keep them safe and from where we can take them out again if they would be needed. We can only take them out if it's required on the state level. For example, in the war in Syria, their gene banks were destroyed and they have then, based up of the request of the Syrian state, they have got back seeds from the global seed vault in Svalbard. So in normal cases, this is a place where only seeds go in. Then we have on the Nordic level, Nordgen. It's the Nordic Gene Bank where all the Nordic countries are together storing their seeds of plants. They are stored in deep freezers. And if the germination goes bad, then they renew the seeds in their own open fields that they have outdoor. If we then have a look on the other collections that the Finnish state has, they are like official collections. Then on the plant side, we have a central collection where, for example, there are grown rhubarb, horseradish, apples, gooseberries, ornamentals, and onions. This is located in southwestern Finland in Piikkiö. Then there are also a herb collection in Kajaani. Besides this, then there are so-called backup collections. So the backup collections, they are kept in many different places. It can be organizations who keep them up, educational institutions, or even private persons. So they have made an agreement with those to keep up different kinds of backup collections. In Jokiainen, there is also the micropropagation of plants. And then there are show parks, for example in Jokiainen, where you can go and have a look on this plant diversity. The plant diversity is from the ministry. It is given as a task to the Natural Resources Institute Finland to take care of the plant genetics. The same goes with animal genetic resources. And so Luke has made then agreement with different parties to take care of the animals. And for example, West and East Finnish cattle are stored at Alman Educational Cow Stable. The North Finnish cattle and Finn sheep are located at Lue in Lappia. It's a professional institute and at their cow stable. Then we have the East Finnish cattle. They are also kept on an educational farm. It's the Kainuu Vocational College and Seppälä Educational Farm. Besides this, Luke have also a biobank with deep frozen embryos and sperm from male individuals and also skin tissues, which is a pretty new thing. Then you will find also genetic diversity and different kinds of collections in gene banks of plant breeders. or of other non-governmental organizations. So there are different non-governmental organizations for cattle, for example, and they have their members who are keeping these, and they are then actively in use for example, animals in those organizations. Or it can be a seed save organization which also actively are then keeping up, and it's the members of the seed save organization who are cultivating the seeds. Besides that we have a propagation network of heritage cereals in Finland. It's also made up on a voluntary basis, and there has been a project with this, and today there are 100 people who are reproducing landrace and old sort plant seeds, mainly of cereals, but also peas and some other plants. And besides that, we have also a small maintenance farming of potatoes. So there is a small network of 20 persons who are keeping different potatoes in their own gardens, just to keep them alive and to keep this sort in cultivation in Finland and not stored in any gene bank. This propagation of cereals and maintenance farming of potatoes are totally on voluntary basis, so we cannot guarantee that they will stay there alive all the time. But I am the contact person for these boats, so if somebody wants to stop, then they can always tell me, and I try to find new voluntary people to grow these. Then, of course, there is a lot of farmers and gardeners that are cultivating diverse materials, and they have them in their production. Let's then have a look a little bit from another point of view, but the same issues actually. So if we look here on the lower road, we have on orange the research is made mainly in universities, and then also, for example, in Luke, the Natural Resources Institute. We have also breeders who are doing a very important work, and the forest genetic resource are part of Luke. We have Boreal, which is a private company, it's a breeder, and Faba, who is taking care of our animal genetics, and also other companies. As mentioned before, there is a lot of organizations, both on animal and the plant side, gardening associations or seed save organizations or museums who take care of wide range of local adapted plants. Then the farmers and gardeners here again, and from then it goes into processing, and from processing it goes to the consumers, for example, into our home and professional kitchen.